All you guys, you hobbyists out there and everything, I got a FlyPro X600 from HobbyWOW, about $1,000 for shipping. Couple things about this unit here. One is it's supposed to be ready to fly. It has FPV, all the components, receiver, transmitter, supposed to be good to go. This is not ready to fly. I have not been able to fly this yet. I actually got it in about 2 months ago, but did not put it together until last weekend, and still can't fly it. So there's a story behind that, which we can talk about. The real deal is that it has some components that were dead on arrival. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the landing gear here, the supports. This one pretty sturdy, able to put together. This one does this. So as you can imagine, not too happy about that. You cannot tighten this enough without stripping it, and has the one down here too, so you can turn both these. So it's pretty much that's pretty much worthless. So again, I don't know why they would sell something like this, especially for that amount of money. The gimbal that it came with, not a bad gimbal, seems to be well made. You know, it's not aluminum. These seem to be some kind of plastic or Delron, but this seems to be aluminum. This piece here, these seem to be plastic, the support pieces. It's got a sensor here. It's got a controller board for the gimbal here. Unfortunately, they do not give you any documentation. This is a mystery board. The best I can tell is it has some version of Simple BGC, that software if you want to use that, but I haven't been unable. I've tried several computers, several USBs. It says the wrong version type. I'm afraid to flash it or anything. So, because I simply do not know who makes this controller board. So I have no idea knowing whether these pinouts are right or not. The first couple times I connected this with the GoPro on it, it did calibrate. It went down to here, worked fine. The third or fourth time, just trying to get everything calibrated right. Of course, you cannot calibrate this or the sensor since you have no software to do it and no instructions. It will not do anything now. It just does this. Check the power, still getting power. Green light comes on. Have no idea what's going on. Did not mess with any of the connectors, again, because I have no pinouts. I have no idea which connection does what. So I contacted them about that, and they were less than responsive. Pretty poor customer service from HobbyWOW. Told me to create a video. Essentially, they said they would wait to see the video, because I told them I was going to create one, and they told me to create one, so that's what I'm doing. The instructions that come with the X600 for $1,000, you get a CD that covers the Devo 7 transmitter, and you get the instruction manual to the charger, which isn't a bad charger. It's pretty simple. LiPo. These LiPos are all pretty much the same, pretty simple devices. That's it. So you get no instructions for the gimbal, pinouts. You get no instructions or how they've connected. Let me turn this over. On how they've connected the receiver underneath, so you don't know, you know, like aux 1, aux 2, and stuff like that. You don't know what those are going to because they didn't tell you. They just plainly did not tell you. And they said they made a nice video online to help you assemble this. And the video is okay. It's not bad. Unfortunately, it's a very simple video and does not cover any of the calibration. It does not cover any of the pinouts. It does not cover telling you what is connected on the receiver. So essentially you have to disassemble before you can use it. You have to disassemble and find out so you can calibrate the radio properly. And you know, you don't want to be throwing switches without knowing what they're doing. So that's that. The batteries, just cheap LiPos. This one Charged a couple times. On the second time, it decides it wants to do all red lights. Don't know whether that's the charger or the battery. But the charger hasn't any problem with it all with this battery. This one, again, not sure. It blinks. You read the manual and it tells you the number of blinks that it's doing and stuff, and the code it's giving you is that this has a high cell or an overloaded cell or an underpowered cell. Not sure which. Just know that I'm not going to be able to trust that battery. So again, it's pretty cheap batteries. Probably they say FlyPro on them. So probably, I mean the same brand. I don't know if HobbyWOW owns FlyPro or what's going on there, but not too impressed with FlyPro's documentation. I went out and bought a card since that card has stopped working. I went and control a card for $15 on eBay. Of course, when you know it, nobody took the time to write on a napkin the pin out of this either. So I've contacted the seller to try to get that information before I start connecting things up. Again, I'm pretty sure these are the motors, you know, the roll and pitch, but still, I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. I got an extra battery placed to this one to run the monitor and the receiver. So this is the connection they give you, the turret, which is this right here, to connect into your GoPro to the transmitter so you can get video on your receiver. No pinout, no nothing. So you got to go searching on the web to even try to find this. So I did some searching and was able to obviously you can see I've been looking at simple BGC just to try to match the card up. We can't seem to match that. The video, you find this if you search a lot, you can actually find out which one's video in and out. So I was able to do that. The NASA light you're going to need in order to configure the NASA that's on there. You know, the controller to get that going. There doesn't seem to be, it's supposed to come with GPS. I don't see a GPS antenna on the outside. Maybe it's under the dome. I have not taken that apart yet. I will be doing that shortly. This connection here, they show you on their video on how to connect this. But if you do that without fixing the pivot, the connection point here for the transmitter, when you turn this, it will flop and spin. So you really don't want that happening while you're flying. Another thing I don't like, I don't know if you can see it, but you can't really see the connection controls up here. So they really didn't make this high enough. I've tried to move it to its highest position to try to get those things up. I've done everything I could do, I believe, to try to get that into a better position. It is what it is. Not much more I can do about it. You're going to need to take the 6 Allen screws out, and there's a controller board here you're going to have to remove, and you're going to have to add a lock washer to this the connection where you normally have your straps, the strap connecting point, before you hook this up, or else this again will spin. It's a big pivot point for it, so it's not really strong enough to hold it. So just remember to do that, guys. If you do decide to purchase this, at this point in time, I probably would like my money back and just, but you know, I'm stuck with it now, so not much I can do about that. Just make the best of it. I think some of the other things are probably well built. I mean, this seems to be pretty sturdy. I'm gonna have to fix this landing gear point here. Either put some tape or something in there, some Teflon tape or something to keep it from turning. Maybe a touch of glue or something. I'm also going to have to see what the receiver is, because again, I want to reinforce they only give you these 2 pieces of documentation that actually they don't even give you. I mean, they come with that unit and that unit, so, but they don't give you any other instruction manual, and their video is only putting screws in, assembling some stuff, you know, popping this in. Okay, well, that's wonderful. And putting the bars in. Okay, well, you know, a 6-year-old could do that without a video. So anyhow, I would recommend that if you're a beginner, you stay away from this unit like the plague. I would also recommend that if you're a beginner, you do not buy anything through HobbyWOW, because the support is absolutely zero. So they asked for a video. I'm giving them a video, so now they can see firsthand that these things are not working